not the loud love, not the one that came with chaos, butterflies, and anxiety. The quiet one, the one that doesn't make your heart race, but somehow makes it stop searching. You've asked yourself, why don't I feel confused with them? Or maybe you ask the opposite. Why does this feel so calm when I'm used to intensity? And that's exactly what unsettles you, because no one taught you that real love can feel peaceful. No one warned you that safety can feel unfamiliar when your heart learned love through survival. Some connections don't arrive to excite you. They arrive to recognize you. You don't feel the urge to impress them. You don't feel the need to be louder, better, happier, stronger. Around them, something inside you exhales. And that's when doubt creeps in. You start wondering, is this even love? Because it doesn't hurt. It doesn't confuse you. It doesn't keep you guessing. But what if the confusion you're missing was never love at all? What if the connection you keep returning to, the one that feels quiet, steady, and grounding, is the one your soul has been searching for beneath all the noise? Most people think love should feel like fireworks. But the love meant for you doesn't explode. It settles. It doesn't make you anxious. It makes you honest. You don't feel addicted to their attention. You feel safe in their presence. And that's why this connection feels different. That's why you can't label it. That's why logic can't explain it. Because it wasn't created by attraction alone. It was created by alignment. If there's one person who feels familiar without a reason, one person whose presence quiets your mind instead of consuming it, one person your heart stops questioning, stay with me. Because once you understand why this kind of love feels so different, you'll never confuse peace for boredom again. When someone is meant for you, love doesn't feel confusing. It feels quiet and certain. If you've been questioning one connection more than any other, this video will explain why. Some connections don't arrive loudly. They arrive gently, like a memory you didn't know you were missing. You don't feel excited at first. You feel seen. Your heart doesn't race. It rests. And suddenly, the love you chased for years stops running and stands still in front of you. That's when you realize this isn't attraction. This is recognition. Most people believe love announces itself with fireworks, but the truth is, the kind of love that is meant for you doesn't need to shout. It whispers and somehow your soul hears it clearly. When someone is meant for you, you don't question their presence the way you questioned everyone else. You don't feel the urge to perform, to prove, to pretend you're stronger or happier than you are. Instead, something inside you quietly says, I can be real here, because peace feels unfamiliar when chaos has been your home. But what if that calm you feel around them? What if that strange sense of knowing isn't accidental at all? What if the reason you can't explain this connection is because it wasn't created by logic? It was created by alignment. Stay with me, because once you understand why, you'll know when someone is meant for you, you'll never ignore that feeling again. 1. Your heart stops searching when they enter. When someone is meant for you, something subtle but powerful happens. Your heart stops scanning the room. You don't look for better options. You don't compare them to people from your past. You don't secretly wonder what if someone else comes along. Not because they're perfect, but because your soul feels complete enough to stop wondering. This is not attachment. Attachment is anxious. Attachment is loud. Attachment is afraid of loss. This feeling is different. It's the quiet certainty that says, even if I lose them someday, knowing them was still worth it. You stop needing constant reassurance. You stop replaying conversations in your head. You stop overthinking every silence, because their presence doesn't trigger your wounds. It softens them. They don't fill a void. They remind you that you were whole before, and even more whole now. This is one of the clearest signs destiny is involved. When love doesn't make you smaller or desperate, it makes you braver and more honest with yourself. And that's only the beginning. 2, they don't complete you, they reveal you. When someone is truly meant for you, they don't arrive to fix your life. They don't rescue you. They don't save you from yourself. Instead, they expose you gently, honestly, without cruelty. Around them, parts of you start waking up that you forgot existed. Your kindness becomes softer. Your honesty becomes braver. Your silence becomes meaningful instead of empty. You don't feel the need to impress them with a version of yourself that's polished and perfect. You feel safe enough to be unfinished. This is where many people get confused, because true love doesn't always feel like passion at first. Sometimes it feels like truth. And truth can be uncomfortable before it becomes beautiful. They challenge you without attacking you. They see your flaws without trying to control them. They don't shame your wounds. They respect them. And something strange happens. You start wanting to grow, not because you're afraid of losing them, but because you finally believe you're worthy of becoming better. This connection doesn't drain you. It doesn't demand you shrink. It doesn't ask you to abandon who you are. It quietly says, you don't need to change to be loved, but you're safe to evolve here. That's how you know this isn't just chemistry. This is alignment, because anyone can love the version of you that's performing. But the person meant for you loves the version of you that's still healing. And when that happens, your heart recognizes it long before your mind catches up. 3, the timing feels wrong, but the connection feels right. When someone is meant for you, they often arrive at a moment that makes no sense on paper. Your life isn't ready. Your heart is tired. Your circumstances are complicated. And yet, there they are. This is where fear tries to disguise itself as logic. It says, not now. This is inconvenient. I need to fix my life first. But your soul doesn't argue. It just knows. Because the people who are meant for you don't always arrive when your life is perfect. They arrive when your heart is finally honest. You don't meet them because everything is aligned externally. You meet them because something inside you has shifted. This connection doesn't feel rushed, yet delayed either. It feels inevitable. Even distance doesn't erase it. Silence doesn't weaken it. Time doesn't dissolve it. You can walk away, try to move on, distract yourself. But something keeps pulling you back to the same realization. This mattered more than I expected. That's because destiny doesn't follow comfort. It follows readiness. And readiness doesn't mean your life is sorted. It means your heart is finally capable of recognizing what's real. This is why you don't regret meeting them, even if it hurts. Even if it doesn't work out the way you hoped. Because meeting them changed you. It refined you. It showed you what love is supposed to feel like. Calm, honest, grounding. And once you felt that, you can never unknow it. 4, they feel familiar in a way you can't explain. When someone is meant for you, they don't feel new. They feel known, not in a logical way, not because you share the same past, but because your nervous system relaxes around them, as if it recognizes safety before your mind understands why. You don't have to explain your silences. You don't have to translate your emotions. Somehow they already understand the tone behind your words and the meaning behind what you don't say. This familiarity isn't obsession. It isn't dependency. It's resonance. Being with them feels like slipping into a rhythm you forgot you once knew. Even ordinary moments, sitting quietly, walking side by side, sharing nothing, feel full instead of empty. You're not afraid of being seen. You're not performing. You're not editing yourself. And that's rare because most connections are built on discovery. This one feels like recognition. You don't feel the urge to rush or consume them. You feel the desire to protect the connection gently, respectfully, patiently. That's how you know this isn't fantasy. Fantasy overwhelms, destiny steadies. They don't replace anyone from your past. They don't erase old love stories. They simply make sense of them, as if everything you went through was quietly preparing you for this kind of understanding. And the strangest part, that's not coincidence. That's alignment. 5. Your life starts rearranging without force. When someone is meant for you, life doesn't explode. It realigns. You don't suddenly abandon who you are. You don't burn your world down to make space for them. Instead, certain things begin to fall away naturally. Old attachments lose their grip. Distractions stop satisfying you. What once felt important no longer fits. And what's powerful is this: they're not asking you to change. You change because your soul finally knows what direction feels true. You start choosing honesty over convenience, depth over attention, peace over chaos. Not because you're afraid of losing them, but because being aligned feels better than being scattered. They don't control your path. They don't dominate your choices. Yet somehow your future begins to include them without effort. That's how destiny moves softly, steadily, without pressure. Even if you don't end up together in the way you imagined, meeting them still becomes a turning point. Because the person meant for you doesn't just walk into your life, they correct your direction. They remind you what love is supposed to feel like: safe, grounded, honest, expansive. And once you've felt that, you stop settling for anything less. If you've been wondering why one person feels different from everyone else, why your heart keeps returning to the same name, why something inside you refuses to dismiss the connection, this is why love that is meant for you doesn't confuse your spirit. It clarifies it. It doesn't make you anxious. It makes you aware. And even if the journey is uncertain, even if the outcome isn't clear yet, your soul already recognizes what's real. Trust that, because the heart knows long before the mind finds proof. If this felt like it was written for you, don't scroll past it. Pause, breathe, and let yourself acknowledge what your heart has been whispering. Share in the comments, "I trust what I feel." Like this video if it gave you clarity. Subscribe, because the conversations we're having here aren't random. They're meeting you where you are. And remember, when someone is meant for you, you don't chase the knowing. It finds you. If this video didn't feel random, it wasn't. If one person stayed in your mind the entire time, that wasn't imagination. And if your chest felt heavy or calm in a way you couldn't explain, listen to that. Don't scroll past what your soul just recognized. Comment, "I trust my knowing," so you don't talk yourself out of the truth later. Like this video to anchor the clarity you just received. And subscribe, because what found you here isn't finished speaking to you yet. Some messages don't come to entertain you. They come to wake you up. And if this woke something in you, honor it.